Which real-life cheat codes do you know? Diarrhea is the best excuse to get out of anything. No one questions it and no one expects you to go to a doctor for it. I got a job as security at a concert venue because ticket prices were getting to be insane and I wanted to see some shows. Turns out I also got to meet some rock stars. Admit your mistakes quickly and without undue apologies/self-flagellation. Not only will people trust you more, you'll usually move on from the mistake much faster. Don't put who an email will be sent to until after you have it ready to send so you can't accidentally send an unedited or unfinished emails. Talk positive about people behind their backs. People like talking about themselves more than they like hearing about you. If you interact with people for work, memorize one thing about them, could be a kid's name, a sport they like, a hobby they do, their job, etc. Ask them about it every once in a while. People are always surprised and appreciate your interest in them. Worked at a call center for a credit card company. If you ever get hit with a late fee, politely call customer service and ask if there's a possibility of getting it waived. We didn't have to ask a supervisor or anything, just pushed it through. Have done this multiple times now for my own cards. Don't pay late fees. Editing to add, if you do call customer service and they help you out, please stay on the line and fill out the survey and give them all perfect scores. We got big bonuses on our scores and it really meant a lot when people took the time to do it. If you want to complain, do it in the comments box, not on the actual scores. One bad score can tank the bonuses even if it was a bad rating on the product and not the service provided by the agent. Have friends generationally older and younger than yourself. Managers * give your employees the credit they deserve for everything they do, especially talk them up to your bosses. This is a literal win/win. Your employees love you for respecting them, and your boss loves you for successfully managing a great team. Too many times I see bad managers bring their own egos into the mix, feeling like they need to compete with their own employees to take credit for jobs well done. This does not have the effect they think it has. When reheating rice in the microwave, put a little bit of water in the bowl so it heats up fluffy again. Make people laugh within a minute of meeting them. They will remember you and help you. If you want to change the subject in a conversation, discreetly but noticeably drop something. Make it look accidental. It will break the train of thought of the other person and allow you to restart the conversation. Old dark psychology trick. Listening and talking. Clean while you're cooking. Being polite increases your odds of getting what you want, smiley face. To learn something, repeat it to yourself 3 times on the day you learn it, 2 more times the next day, once the day after that, and you know it, most of the time. Cutting out daily drinks with sugar like sodas or frappuccinos really helps with weight loss if you do nothing else. When your alarm goes off in the morning, do not think. Only react. If you sit up immediately and start getting out of bed, it becomes a reflex. No more lying in bed for hours trying to wake up. Now I hear my alarm and brain is alert and ready. If you have a hobby, relegate 1 day a month, at least, to doing something major, tied to it. If you like fishing in the afternoon some days, set aside a whole day to start early, go to that place you wanted to fish at, and set up for the whole day to do what you enjoy. I, personally, like tanks. I make model kits and play games involving them. So, once a month, I make it a point to find a museum that's hosting tanks and go visit it. Bovington is a 2-hour drive, but I never feel like it wasn't worth it, even if I'm just wandering around stuff I've seen before. Simply find a big thing tied to your hobby, and do it. You'll find that hobby far more engaging. The more you understand, the less you have to memorize. Understanding is a knowledge compression algorithm. Pythagorean theorem equals distance formula equals formula for a circle. Never commit a crime during the commission of another crime. Example, if you are transporting illicit substances, don't go speeding around in a car with a busted taillight and expired tags. Get enough sleep. Do a little bit every day. Being unnecessarily nice and thoughtful out of the blue pays back huge returns. It feels good doing right by people, but it's hugely helpful in your career to have a great reputation. Competence is rarely enough. If you want to be extremely successful, you have to cultivate relationships. Remember people's birthdays, write them down. Get them small, random gifts occasionally, and not in exchange for a favor. Show kindness to people lower on the ladder, you may report to them later. Life isn't Game of Thrones. Being a jerk usually, though not always, catches up to you. The opposite is also true, pleasantly enough. If it takes less than 5 minutes, do it right away. The infinite yogurt glitch: all you need to make more yogurt is milk and a little yogurt. Repeat as necessary. When someone's wrong on the internet, type out what you want to say, then delete it once you've got it out of your system. It's incredibly cathartic. As you organize your sources and logic, you get the time to sort out what you think and why, and you can calm down a bit as you let reason take the wheel instead of your emotions, which lets you realize that nothing you say matters to them anyway. If you find that your finished product is particularly well written, feel free to save it off to the side as a sort of personal study, if you want. Excellent Zen hack. When stressed, take a walk around the block. Take deep breaths while doing so. This should help one bring down the emotions enough to think rationally. At least once per month, go out to a park or nature preserve. Or anywhere where noise pollution is reduced and sunlight is high. It does wonders for mental health. When job hunting, one does not need to fulfill all of the requirements listed. Most job applications are wish lists of what an employer wants. Having 60 to 70% of the skills necessary is often enough. Front-load as much as possible. This applies to chores, work, cooking, finances, etc. If you have time/energy/money to spare, get as much done as possible so when crunch time comes around there is less to do. Tally up your average expenses and subtract from your income. Then divide the remainder by the number of days in a month. This will give you an easy-to-remember daily allowance to do whatever you want with. Saying hello in an unexpected way knocks the person you're talking to out of their groove and changes how they interact with you. Instead of "how's it going?" I say "how's life treating you?" and get a more engaged interaction.